What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of 30 Minutes of Hell. I am your host, Brandon Baker, joined today only by Matt Jackson. We'll get Joey back with us soon. But we've got one of the craziest games that I've ever watched Arkansas basketball play to talk about. Unfortunately, came out with a loss. Uh, some negative things to talk about, some injuries that went on, some crazy officiating, probably the best offensive performance we've ever seen, one of the best in college basketball history. Just a wild, wild game. It hurt to come out on the wrong side of this one, but at the same time, like from a tournament standpoint, from a like my thoughts on this team standpoint, I don't feel like it really hurt things that much, just because of like how much we fought and everything. But let's get into the specifics of it. We got to start. Darius Acuff scored the most points ever scored by a D1 freshman in NCAA history, by a Razorback freshman in Arkansas history. I think the first time anyone's scored this many points against a top 25 ranked opponent in college basketball history. I mean, it was 49 points on 59% from the field, 6 of 10 from three, missed only one free throw attempt, still had 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and only had turned the ball over one time through the whole game. Never left the court, played 50 minutes in a double overtime game. There is not enough words to be said about how incredible he was in this game. Unbelievable.
Yeah, 100%. I am telling you right now, if there are people out there that say there's a better guard in the country right now, you are on something because this man proved it right here. What other guard's doing what he just did? Playing the minutes he just did. I mean, come on. There's no better guard in college right now. I think that he needs to be top three for Naismith Player of the Year. I mean, good lord, who's doing this? Who's doing this? This was a guard on guard matchup. Everybody was talking about it, and Acuff outperformed by a long shot. I mean,
On the road. Yeah.
on the road. I mean, and just controlling a team, giving us a shot to win when we had two guys who haven't played a combined how many minutes?
Like 40 minutes
Yeah,
total
yeah,
in 20 games.
and carried them to a chance to win the game in double overtime. I can't talk more highly of Darius Acuff. This guy is the best thing Arkansas has ever seen.
Yeah. I mean, he's definitely the best that I've ever seen in the uniform in my lifetime. And like I'm about to be 30. So like that's not a small span of time. That's a long time. I didn't watch much of Corliss or the 90s guys, but like that's where the argument lies now. Is these guys that were making Final Fours in their heyday. Like that's the only people that have a claim to be in the tier in the conversation with what Acuff is doing. Obviously, like tournament success matters and where he lands on those all-time lists, but from a talent perspective and a perspective, like what he means to his team, I don't think there's been anyone better. I really don't. But just unbelievable stuff. And it's worth mentioning too that the dude was in a walking boot for 2 days before this game. Like there was a chance that he didn't even play in this game. And Cal talked to him about it, and he was like, Cal said in the post game, he asked Acuff, "Are you going to be good for this game?" And Acuff was like, "Are you crazy? Like,
Yeah,
of
right.
course I'm going to play." And like I mean, like you said, like that's the mentality to have. It's not even just the production; it's giving 50 minutes when he's not at 100%, doing all the things that he did. There was a stretch in this game. I think so. He hit a three to put Arkansas up. I think it was 75 to 62. Right, we were up 13 points midway through the second half, and then the next time he scored, Alabama was up 85 to 79. They went on like a 25, 23 to 4 run when Acuff was like quote unquote resting. I don't know that it was intentional, but there was a long stretch in this game where I felt like he was just being really passive, like trying like the defense was really sagging off of Billy Richmond. They were trying to hit Brazil on mismatches in the post, but they were doing whatever they could try to do to hunt things on offense and not letting Acuff do what Acuff does. And I don't know if that was on him not wanting to be as aggressive, if there was a game plan, if they truly were hunting mismatches. I don't know. But that stretch, it was like 7 minutes that he didn't make a shot. And he still scored 50 points. But like I just think I know I understand he has to be tired because we only had seven guys available and most of them fouled out, and I get that he can't do all of it, but he was doing all of it, and I think that that stretch was the difference in the game. Him not being able to go all the way through scoring and all the way through the second half.
Right. Yeah, and it didn't even Alabama couldn't adjust to him. I mean, he was significantly better than their best defender. I mean, they couldn't do anything. He slowed himself down. I really don't know what the meaning of that was. I was screaming at my TV so much for him just to go and score. But I mean, I get it. Billy was wide open half the time because they were sagging off of him so much. Yeah, get him the rock, give you a little breather. Billy finally started hitting some of those mid-range jump shots, thank goodness. But yeah, when you're doing that good, I mean, dude, I don't care about your assist numbers. I don't care about how selfless you are. Just go score. I mean, we can't have that happen when we need a bucket, you know?
Yeah, it kind of sucks having to rely on him so much. But there were a lot of moments in the second half where like Malik Thomas wasn't as aggressive or he wasn't even on the court from foul trouble. And he has been the guy that takes that like is the release valve for Acuff and takes a little bit of offensive pressure off of him. And when Arkansas is getting stops, guys like Billy Richmond and Brazil take some pressure off of him when they can get out and run in transition. But when Alabama shoots, what was it, like 85, 84% in the second half, whatever it was, like, I don't know what, like, we can't get guys going in transition, and Acuff has to genuinely create every time down the court. We can't score or get, run off of rebounds or turnovers or whatever. And a lot of that, and I know that you probably want to talk about this too, but a lot of that, I feel like we couldn't defend the way we wanted to defend in the second half because we started with three guys in the second half, had four fouls already.
Yeah.
And like you have to take a step back when you have no one else available and you have four fouls. Like, what can you do? And I mean the free throw discrepancy, right? What was it, 34 to 19 free throws,
Yeah.
and then 26 to 17 foul count. Four Razorbacks fouled out, and there wasn't even one Alabama player. There was one guy that had four fouls on the Alabama bench. So like,
I mean, you can't get more like, we never like to blame officiating for a loss. I mean, let's be honest, we were up double digits. We blew the lead. But
yep,
I I don't give too much I don't have too much anger for the Razorbacks for blowing that lead because shoot, you're tired. What do you do? This game was lengthening every time they called a foul. And I mean, seriously, you touch a guy and it's a foul on our end, and we're not reciprocating. If you're going to call the game that way, you have to call it on both sides. We should be getting touch fouls on our side too. They were doing a lot of hand checks, and I get that, but they were doing it too. We got to call it evenly. And one crazy thing I heard, I don't know how true it is, because I didn't know how to double check it honestly, is when Arkansas, the main officiate is Doug Shaw's or shows or whatever. We are 8-31. Is that right? We are eight and
I have that
31.
raw stat in front of me, but I saw um, someone posted after the game. Someone did a research, like a deep dive on Doug shows when he refs Calipari and like specifically Cal, and like Cal's win percentage in his career when he's not being refereed by Doug shows is like 80 some odd percent, and when he is, it's like in the 30s.
Yeah.
I mean, it is unbelievably suspicious.
And I was going to say, Kentucky, I know, hates him too because of the cow.
There's
There's hate
there's not
blogs
many
about him.
there's not many referees in the league that like all the fans know their name and everyone knows Doug Shows. Like, that's
And
a bad thing.
part of me is like, this dude's a Little Rock native, I think he's from North Little Rock.
Yeah.
And maybe it's like, I don't want to be biased towards Arkansas, so I have to call, bad calls. But I'm not saying these calls were bad. I just want consistency. That was the issue of this game. Yes, Billy had both hands on the guy. Malik had both hands on a guy. I get you call that. But if you're going to do that, you have to call it on the other end. I mean, we were getting hammered when we drove into the paint. We had how many points in the paint? Quite a few. And you're telling me we only got 19 free throws and they got
Yeah.
36?
46 points in the paint. and only what 15 fouls drawn. Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, like you said, it's hard. Like, I never want to be like the refs are the reason. Like, we came into this game with 7 guys. We were committing some fouls. Like, we were playing aggressive. They are a very aggressive team. They were getting to the rim a lot. Obviously, they're going to draw some fouls. We were not making shots when we needed to. Darius Acuff was the only guy doing the stuff. Like, there are a lot of reasons that Arkansas ended up not coming out on top of this game, but it's such an uphill battle
It's
when you can't play the way you want to play because of something like
Yeah,
that.
it was odd to me that everyone was like, "Oh, there's only 7 guys. What if they foul out?" And then all of a sudden, 4 of our guys foul out. Like the whole idea was like, "Oh, what's Cal gonna do if he has to play, walk-ons or whatever?" And it's like, we don't expect to see 4 guys foul out of the game. I even
Yeah,
it
that's
even
so
in double
unprecedented.
overtime because what they fouled out in the first overtime. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's unprecedented, right? Like we talk a little bit about like Cal's strategy the last couple of years going with this 8 guy, 7 guy approach, and like I still don't love it, but you don't plan for games like this where you lose 4 guys in a game. Like you can't anticipate that at any point, and yeah, it's unbelievable. But I think even having one of Knox or Sealy available, even if they didn't play well, like they could have not scored the ball at all, but just having that extra body to throw on the court in the second half and the first overtime, I think probably would have made the difference. Even just have 5 extra fouls to give. You know what I mean? Like if Billy is on the court throughout the entire second overtime, there's a good chance we don't have that defensive miscommunication that leads to a three that puts Alabama up 4 points with a minute left, and we can't overcome that. Like just that little difference is all it takes.
And I will say, shout out to both guys
Yes.
that stepped in.
Yes.
I mean, what a
Yes.
spot to be put in. You never expect to see the court like that. And yes, there was that miscommunication, but overall, Alabama was not able to take advantage of those
Yeah.
guys. And so, big shout out because I'm not going
Carletwa
to take,
had
yeah,
yeah, Carletwa had a defensive possession that I was like, wow. Like
yeah.
he stayed in front of that guy great, had a hand in his face, and Zavic was like he moved his feet pretty well for how big he is. I did
An
not think he could move
amazing,
like that.
amazing little screen that he did for
Yeah.
Brazil to get a nice layup. I mean,
Yeah.
shoot, I good job,
Yeah.
guys. I mean, me and my wife were just cheering those 2 dudes on. We are like, "Come on, let's go!" Every time they made a pass, we were happy. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a.
They
I mean,
did
good job, good job. That's all I can say.
they did not make any like glaring mistakes. There was the one defensive possession where there was a miscommunication, but that was not close to the only miscommunication we had on defense all game. Like that's not just on them. We're not an elite defensive team. You throw 2 guys out there that aren't in the flow and the rhythm of that, it's probably going to happen. It only really happened the one time,
Yeah,
and I mean it was the backbreaker. It sucked, but yeah, you can't ask really anything else
and
from 2 walk-ons coming into that high pressure situation on the road.
you still gave yourself a chance to win. I mean, I
They
am
did,
not,
yeah.
I'm not at all upset about this. I think you put us on a neutral court with neutral refs, and we win that game with one extra guy. Give us at least
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, I would have if I'm Cal, like if we go into the next game and Knox and Sealy are both still out, I entertain the thought of letting Carletwa get like 6 minutes at some point in the game
You have
just to
to,
give more rest to people.
yeah,
Like
because
it's not a
he didn't
sustainable. Yeah,
he didn't play bad. I'm telling you, I
no,
think yeah, and you got Missouri, a little lower level talent there. I mean, you give him a little bit, especially if we have foul trouble. Lord, I can't have that happen
exactly.
again. Yeah,
If you get 2 guys in the first half go to the bench with 2 fouls each, say it's Malik and Billy are on the bench with 2 fouls each in the first half, I'd put Carletto in the game for a little bit. Like I don't want him to have to come into the game, but I would rather him come in early than him be coming in off the bench with cold legs in an overtime situation where there's no, you know what I mean? Like
right.
give our guys a little bit more of a chance to finish the game, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah, and maybe he'll be getting a few more reps at practice here and there too. Because I mean,
Yeah.
shoot, I don't think anybody expected, even with 7 guys, to see those two play. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just rare that you see 4 guys foul out.
Yeah. Shout out also Malik Thomas finished with 24 points, went 6 of 8 from 3. The dude was on a heater for a while. He was
Mhm.
throwing up some crazy shots that
I
were
was, yeah,
continuing to go in. 6 boards, a couple assists, had a big game, was plus 15 in this game. So, like, him being in foul trouble in that second half, he was not in during that big run where they came back. Malik Thomas helped, like, he put us ahead in this game, and then Acuff just kind of kept our head afloat possession after possession after possession the whole, like, late second half into overtime. But, I mean, Malik was the reason we had that lead and were alive to begin with.
yeah.
Um,
And I
and
mean,
then,
yeah, with him, I was just as mad at Cal for calling that timeout.
oh my
I mean,
God, dude, the
I was like,
timeout when he hit
no,
the three.
no.
What a
Um,
crazy situation,
yeah.
honestly.
And then, I mean, we still, got it back. But either way,
Yeah.
yeah, big time game for Malik. I think that was a big confidence booster for him, and I love seeing that going into going into March.
Yeah, and Billy, right back at it with the way he's been playing lately. We talked about it a little bit on the last pod. He's just like, just settled into like how he should be playing, and he's just taking advantage of his strengths. And yet again, with a 20-point game, 6 boards, a couple assists, 0 turnovers. That's huge for Billy, right? Like he was one of the guys that fell out of this game, but he played with 4 fouls for a long time, and it was again another crazy weird situation when he got his last foul and then they gave it to DJ instead.
Yeah,
Like this game was just like drunk from the
interesting.
start.
Yeah.
But
And let's how about those 5 offensive rebounds from him as well?
yeah,
Literally saved the game for us a few times. I mean,
yeah, I
missed
did.
three, tap the ball out, and then A Cup hits a three. I mean, it really
Oh
did.
yeah,
Shoot, give me that Billy Richmond every day of the week, twice on Sundays. I mean, it's
one more time next year.
yeah, please shoot. He is doing great. I am happy that he settled in and started hitting his jump shots because if teams like to play us like that, we need him to be a threat in the mid range. I don't
At
care as much
least,
about a
yeah,
three, but he is a good mid range shooter. I feel like he has shown that he is. It's just he was, I guess, so used to driving the entire time. He was like, "Oh, I have to shoot," and he had to get his legs back under him, had to get the form right again, and he
yeah.
started hitting, and they started struggling to guard him again. So yeah, big time game from the big three.
Yeah, yeah, it really is. Billy over his last 6 games now, averaging, oh, I'm sorry, his last 7 games, averaging 15 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, and a block per game. Shooting 63% from the field as a wing is incredible while not making any threes. Like
Yeah,
that's absurd athleticism to be able to get into the lane, finish the way he does, and not really be that much of a threat from the outside. Like you said, he's stepping back into a little bit of that mid range game, and that's a great sign. But he's not really been doing that lately. So those averages are nuts with the way that he plays. Um, Once again in this game, felt like we just saw the glaring weakness that is our front court.
mm-hmm.
Trevor Brazil was a little bit off shooting wise, still finished with 11 and 8, had a couple of steals, had 3 blocks, was okay. I don't think that his play was like the reason that we lost. Sometimes his play can be the reason that we win, but I don't feel like he killed us in this game. Just he was just off. He just wasn't really hitting shots. But it's Pringle and it's Ewan, and like at this point, I am still a firm believer that Ewan is the better option because he has a few positives. But in this game, he goes 0 of 4, misses a couple of tip in dunk layups right at the end of regulation, of overtime, of double overtime. Like he had chances to do it and didn't. But he did have 7 rebounds. He was a +5 on the game, like a positive factor. He did have some positive things that he did. Pringle played over 23 minutes and grabbed 1 board and was a -11 in this game. Like
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say.
You have to have you in with the bulk of the minutes. I mean, you have to. There's no what other
At
option do you have? I mean, he's just
this point, I would be fine seeing us go small. We don't know when Carter Knox is coming back, but even right now, I'm okay with Billy playing the 4.
yeah.
Like I'm okay with having a 3 guard lineup with Billy and Brazil at the center.
The thing
Like
is,
I think that's a better group.
I'm confident enough with Brazil defensively and rebounding wise to have him play center. I mean,
And,
he's getting three
and
blocks a game in these last few games. Let him do it.
and
And
Malik,
Billy, yeah,
Malik Thomas and Billy are both plus rebounders, so that I think that we're okay enough as a rebounding team. Like in theory, when you take your 7-footers off the court, you should be a worse rebounding team, but we're like really not because Pringle gives us one rebound in 25 minutes and Ewan gives us several offensive rebounds. He's I think, a better overall rebounder, but he doesn't battle down there. Like he's not the bruiser we need.
no,
So I think small is fine at this point.
yeah, I agree. And going back to Brazil, dude, I get it. You miss shots, but you have to hit some open threes, man. You have to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are we? Him and thank goodness Wagner hit a three, you know,
Yeah,
but
that was a big
we
one.
we have to hit open threes. You're wide open. You got to get it in. I don't know what's going on with Brazil if he's losing his confidence because of how good Acuff is and he's taken over. But I mean, shoot, if we hit one of those threes, we're not in that situation. I don't know. I'm a little disappointed in how Brazil played this game. I know stat wise, good rebounding game, had some clutch blocks and shots towards the end. He played well, but I don't know. It seems like he's lacking that effort that he had those couple games.
Yeah, I said a second ago that I didn't feel like his play was the reason we lost, but I mean, like, if we get the same Brazil that we saw early in the season a couple of times when he was hitting, 4 out of 5 from deep against Texas Tech, or 5 threes or whatever it is, like even half of that player,
Yeah.
like I think that it probably makes a difference in this game. So like, yeah, I mean, you're definitely right about that. And over his last like 8 games, I think, or heck, more than that, I think over his last, let me see, 9 games, he's shooting 23% from three. That's terrible
And that's
in
not
a
him.
long stretch.
I don't feel like that's him. I don't know what kind of
Yeah.
slump he's in. He doesn't, I guess he doesn't get a ton of volume, so shooting out of that slump may be hard, but like, I don't know. He gets the
You
looks
say
and
that he's averaging like 5 threes a game over his last 5. He's just not making any
right.
of them.
Yeah. Well, shoot yourself out of the slump, Brazil. Jeez.
Yeah.
Either way, it's like, I don't know. He seems hesitant when he shoots, and I feel
Mm.
like that's the issue. As shooters, we know you hesitate, you miss. I mean, you just got to put it up. And him hesitating on a lot of these shots, I feel like is
I think
killing him. He's very slow at when he decides to shoot.
I think confidence is big right now with him and Wagner. There was like 3 times that Wagner like had a shot or had like a lane to the rim, and he was just like, "Where's Acuff? Where's Acuff?" Like
Yeah.
he was just terrified sometimes.
Which, I mean, honestly, I was a lot happier with Wagner this game, mainly because we had to play him and he had to step up. I was very pleased to see him finally knock down a three. I think he
Yep.
needed that. I think Arkansas needed that for him. I love Wagner. I really do because of what he took us through last season and everything. I want him to succeed, but even he knows that Acob's the guy with, I mean, having to get him that ball. I just need Wagner to be ready now. It's clear that we're going to need him. I mean, we don't know what's going on with Knox or Sealy. We're going to need him. So step up where it's needed. And I think he can. I think he loves when he is needed. And that's when
Yeah.
he thrives. So,
It's gonna have to.
yeah.
Somebody's gonna have to.
Good
But
defense, good steals from him, passing lanes. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, he played fine. He just I think it's just a confidence thing. He's got to get his scoring back.
He's okay, not great.
Yeah. All right.
As you know by now, we have teamed up with BetMGM again this season. We'll be using BetMGM lines to make all of our picks, and we will have special offers for Field of 68 fans, including same game parlays, best in class live betting, and daily odds boost. If you haven't signed up for BetMGM yet, use bonus code FIELD to get up to a $1,500 first bet offer on your first wager with BetMGM. Here's how it works. You download the BetMGM app, you sign up using bonus code FIELD, you deposit at least $10 and place your first wager on any game, and you receive up to $1,500 in bonus bets if your bet loses. Just make sure you use that bonus code FIELD when you sign up. Make this college basketball season one for the history books. Make it legendary. And don't forget, if you haven't signed up for BetMGM yet, use bonus code FIELD and get your $1,500 first bet offer today.
All right. Let's move on from this game. It's going to sting for a while just the way that we lost it, but I mean, we kind of talked about it's not going to kill us in the long term. It honestly was impressive the way that we hung on with the little resources we had available to only lose by 2 on the road to the best offense we'll see all season. Like, there are a lot of reasons to not be like down about this game. Whether or not you want to take away positives, that's fine, but I don't take away many negatives from this game. I
I'm
think that we're okay.
I'm more pumped for March with how we played right there. That type of
Yeah.
team wins big games.
Yep. All right, so let's move on then. Next game for the Hogs. They come back home finally. I say finally one game. That game felt like it lasted 4 games at Alabama, but they get to play Missouri at home this Saturday. Theoretically, not one of the better teams in the SEC, but definitely one that can hurt you. I feel like there's not a lot of SEC teams that you can't like can take lightly. They're ranked like around 50-ish in a lot of metrics like Ken Palm net ranking stuff like that. So fine, not great. Um, on the season, 18-8, 8-5 in the SEC. Currently, actually fifth in the SEC. So kind of leading that middle of the pack range. But they're big guys like the big volume scorers. Mark Mitchell and Jaden Stone are both averaging right around that 15, 16 points per game. And Mitchell's been around for a while. Senior 6'8" dude. He's just kind of like he's kind of what we wish that Carter Knox would be. That physicals, volume scorer. He gets to the free throw line a lot. He averages like 6 rebounds a game. As a team, like as a whole, Missouri I think is really like paint and free throw line dependent. Like they like to go in and get fouled. They like to play aggressive and get to the rim more so than other teams. Like it's going to be the opposite of what Alabama just tried to do. I know Alabama got a lot of free throws, but they like to like run in a hurry and throw up a lot of threes. I feel like Missouri's kind of different in that they prefer to go like grind out a game. They do still have some 3-point threats. Jaden Stone specifically, shooting pretty well in the season. He's got like 40 made threes already this year, averaging what is it, 41% from three on over 5 attempts per game. Definitely a threat from the perimeter. Both of these guys are like bigger players, like 6'4", 6'8" guys. Like they're gonna give us fits getting into the lane. And my biggest concern between the two of them and all of Missouri is like what we just saw, what we just finished talking about, being in so much foul trouble in this game. Missouri like prefers that. Like they're gonna try to get us in foul trouble. I hope that we can get at least one of our 2 guys back between Sealy and Knox. I have not seen any updates on either of them. I know that it's possible Knox could miss more time. I don't really know much detail at all about Sealy, but I would love to get some bodies back just to have more fouls available to give, if nothing else, so that we can have our guys late in the game.
Yeah, for sure. That's going to be, of course, the big key. We have no idea who we're going to have. It's a fairly quick turnaround to Saturday. So after a long, excruciating game, you
Mm-hmm.
guys have to get in your ice baths and get ready because it's going to be a tough one. I mean, they are more bully like as far as how they play, and you're going to have to keep your hands off. That's it. I
Yeah.
mean, we cannot see what we saw, last game, and who knows how this is going to be officiated. It could be a tougher game just in general. They may let the guys play, but like I said, a lot of the foul calls against Alabama were fouls. They weren't wrong. It's just they were a little maybe nitpicky. You got to be ready for that, you know? And so
Mm-hmm.
we got to, and especially Malik and Billy. I love their energy, but we need you now.
Yeah.
Like it's not a you help us, but we have other guys. It's like that's our big three.
Mm-hmm.
Acuff, Malik, Billy. You lose one of them, you lose a crucial part of your team now.
Yeah, and at this point, I mean, along with the foul trouble, everything we're talking about, I'm starting to worry about tired legs. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, 50 minutes for Acuff in this game, and not a long turnaround before the next game. It's not a sustainable strategy if we can't get some more guys back and get these guys a little bit of rest, especially getting this close to March. Like, there's not that many games left. And yeah, that like this one being at home, Missouri is like 90th ranked defensively. They don't defend the three well. They don't shoot the three well. Like they don't do a lot of things that great. They're just like a rugged, tough team that is going to, put pressure on us in the paint. But I feel like there's no reason at home that we can't just out firepower them early on. Like if Acuff comes out and hits three threes in this game, Malik hits four threes in this game, like there should be not that much to worry about as long as we're not getting just murdered on the glass.
Yeah. The guys that I feel like need to step up, I need Ewan to play better offensively. I need Brazil to show up because you're going to have to take that load off Acuff. I'm sorry. I don't think he's going to go for 30 to that game solely because of how exhausted that kid is. I mean,
How crazy would it be if he does though? What if he
oh,
goes for back
I
to back like
mean,
40 bombs?
then I will be calling Naismith himself from the
Yeah.
grave to give this man your award. But either way, you're gonna need to give this dude a break. You're gonna have
Yeah.
to show him some support and work your butts off. I think Brazil's gonna be the most crucial factor in this game, though. I think Malik's gonna play well. I think Acuff's gonna play well. I think Billy's gonna play well. But I think what gets you to that 20-point win is if Brazil gives you a double double. You know, and I mean, he's got to show it. He can, and he had a
Yeah.
poor few games, so I want to see him step it up.
Yeah. I mean, he's going to have to. Like, the best version of this team comes when Brazil is being the best version of himself. Like, we need more from him in big games. And I mean, he would have been the difference maker if he was playing like we've seen him capable of playing. On the road all season, he's been a bad shooter. Like even in that stretch when he was hitting a lot of big shots, there was a game or two where he did it on a neutral court, but like all season on the road, he has not been able to hit shots. So I just like at this point, I don't think we can rely on that.
Yep.
He's got to continue to be a double double guy elsewhere when those shots aren't falling, but just continue to stay aggressive and have the confidence to do it and yeah, aggressive on the glass, aggressive defensively. Because I mean, he's still averaging like what is it now? He had 3 blocks in this game. He's gotten 3 blocks, 4 blocks, 5 blocks, 4 blocks, 3 blocks, 2 blocks. Like it's crazy. He's averaging like 4 blocks a game in his last 7. It's crazy how good defensively he's been.
He's
Just got to have more offensively.
Yeah, and that's the big thing is the offensive side of things. It seemed like against Alabama, he was trying to be aggressive, but he was scared. I know that their center was very block heavy, but he was doing floaters. He wasn't taking it into the paint like he was normally doing. I need to see the aggressive Brazil again. I need to see him go in and get a poster. I'm worried that he's getting nervous about getting hurt again because the draft's coming up. You know, the end of the season's near. Don't want to get hurt. Not going to try to do anything flashy. But like, dude, that's what's going to give
Maybe,
you that look. I'm just
maybe
worried
so.
about it. I'm not saying that he is. I'm just concerned he was being a little bit more tedious.
Yeah. Right. So let's get into it. I hope that we're both predicting a win in this one, but let me get a score prediction.
Yep. Of course we win. I am gonna say we're a little tired. I'm gonna go 88 to 88 to 70. That's what I'm gonna do.
88 to 70. Okay. Okay. That's what, 18-point win? Okay, yeah. I'm gonna go. I think we come out with a little bit of a vengeance and keep the offense rolling. I'm gonna say we just hit 90, so I'm gonna say 90 to actually like 92 to 75.
I like it.
92 to 75. Yeah.
I like it. Give me an A cut 50 piece.
Back to back, baby. The most points ever scored in a back to back games. I wonder what that record is, but I have a feeling they're going to tell us about it in this
Yeah,
broadcast at some point.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
All right. That's all the time we got for you guys today. Quick reminder, we are brought to you by the Field of 68 Podcast Network. You can find us on Twitter, on YouTube, Apple Podcast, wherever you get your stuff. Please like, subscribe, leave a review, leave a comment, share with your friends. It really helps us out. We really appreciate it. Until next time, I have been your host, Brandon Baker, joined today by Matt Jackson. And as always,